If you think being an atheist means you have all the answers, then you are dead wrong, because this atheist professor couldn't answer this simple question. And his response will shock you. This is not clickbait. Before we ask him the question, let's look at what atheism actually is. Atheism is the disbelief in the existence of any gods. But it is important to note that atheists don't claim to know that there is no God. They just say they don't believe in God. The main reason for this is because there is no empirical evidence for the existence of any deities. To put it simply, we can't prove or disprove the existence of God. However, people choose to believe in God for a variety of reasons. Some people believe in God because they had a personal experience with God, while others believe in God because their parents taught them about God. The bottom line is that nobody has the right to tell anyone else how to live their life. So, if someone believes in God, good for them. And if someone doesn't believe in God, that's fine too. But what happens when an atheist tries to force their beliefs onto other people? That's where things start to get a bit problematic. For example, take the issue of abortion. Many atheists believe that since there is no God, then human life is meaningless, and therefore women should have the right to abort their babies. On the other hand, many Christians believe that life begins at conception because a soul enters the embryo at that point, and therefore abortion is murder. Now, obviously, there is no right or wrong answer here. It's a very complex issue. But what I am trying to get at is that atheists aren't always as tolerant as they want to seem. So let's now meet our professor. Professor Robert Zachal was a philosophy professor at a university. He was known for his intelligence and his ability to explain complex philosophical concepts in a clear and concise way. However, he could be a bit of a dick sometimes, and he often got into arguments with his colleagues and students about religion. He believed that religion was nothing more than a set of fairy tales that people tell themselves to cope with the harsh realities of life. He also believed that religious people were weak and pathetic, and that they only turned to religion when they had nothing else to turn to. Now, it is important to note that these are just his personal beliefs, and he was entitled to them just like everyone else. However, he wasn't very good at keeping his personal beliefs to himself, and he often used his position as a professor to push his beliefs onto his students. For example, he once gave a lecture on the existence of God, and he told his students that it was absurd to believe in God and that they should all become atheists like him. After the lecture, one of his students asked him a very simple question that completely shut him down. So let's now ask the professor the question. Okay, so Professor, you say that believing in God is absurd, but what do you think is the purpose of life? Now, some people might say that there is no purpose to life and that we are all just here by chance. But I believe that there has to be more to life than just chance. What do you think? Now, if you really think that there is no God, then you must believe that life is meaningless, right? If there is no God, then there are no absolute morals. Everything is just relative. We are just animals that happen to be alive. So why bother trying to make the world a better place if it doesn't matter in the end? Right? Now, I know that you're trying to provoke me, but you're not going to succeed. I am not going to let you get under my skin. If you really think that I am going to get angry and start yelling at you, then you are dead wrong. I am a philosopher. I am trained to think rationally and logically. I am not going to make the mistake of letting my emotions get the better of me. I am going to stay calm and collected, and I am going to beat you at your own game. Now tell me, if you don't believe in God, then what do you think happens after we die? Do you think that's the end of it? Do you think that we just cease to exist? Well, I certainly hope not. I mean, if that's what happens, then what's the point of anything? We might as well just give up now. So do you really believe that we just go to a better place when we die? Yes, I believe that there is something after death, but it is not a better place. It is oblivion. We simply cease to exist. As far as I'm concerned, this is the best possible outcome. Why? Because if we continue to exist after death, then that means that we have survived the ultimate test. We have survived death itself, so if there is anything beyond that, then we must be truly powerful beings. However, the fact that we are powerless against death shows that we are nothing more than weak mortals. Therefore, I believe that death is the ultimate truth. And once we have faced it, we have seen it for what it is, then we can finally be free from our fear of death. Only when we have truly understood the meaninglessness of life can we finally be at peace. So what's the point of all this talk about God and religion anyway? Well, it seems to me that people only turn to God when they are afraid. They are afraid of death, so they invent a God who will protect them after death. Or they are afraid of the world, so they invent a God who will punish those who do evil. Basically, it's just a way of coping with the harsh realities of life. Religion is like a crutch that weak people use to help them get through life. Now, I'm not saying that there is anything wrong with being weak or relying on a crutch. In fact, sometimes it is necessary to be weak. But the point is that it is better to be strong and independent than weak and dependent on something or someone else. And that's where I differ from you. I may be wrong, but I refuse to admit it. What I believe is that life is full of suffering. And the only way to stop suffering is to detach from the things that cause us suffering. And the first step to doing that is to realize that we are mortal. We are all going to die. And the sooner we accept that, the sooner we will be able to live our lives to the fullest. So what do you think? Are you still so arrogant to think that you have all the answers? Maybe I'm not the one who's supposed to be shocked here. I mean, how can someone be so ignorant about something as important as the meaning of life? I mean, come on, you're a professor. You're supposed to know stuff, but it's okay, I forgive you. After all, we have all been ignorant at some point in our lives. But the important thing is to learn from our mistakes and to try to be better people. So please, if you're watching this video, don't make the same mistake as this professor. Be humble and teachable. And above all, never lose your sense of wonder. The world is an amazing place, and there is always something new to learn. Just remember that. Hey, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit the subscribe button.